Hello and welcome to another edition of Conspirator Brock's Pull List. This is my pull list for the week of January 17th, 2018. Let's get right into it. First up we have Aquaman at number 32. The Crown comes down. Aquaman's been doing a really good book. Art's amazing on it. It did take a slight turn in the feel of the book, but I've enjoyed it since Rebirth. So I do recommend it. It is good. Check it out. Next up is the book I'm looking forward to this week, and that is Batman 39. We keep going with the, what story arc is this? We get the Eternal Vow, but it's like the Super Friends stuff. But Tom King has just been doing an amazing job on Batman. Really great, fantastic stuff. If you have not yet checked out Batman, you need to. It's like it was the top, virtually the top book for 2017 regular title, not an event book. So I just can't tell you how much it's just really good. Next up, we have Batman and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. It's just a mini-series crossing over with the Turtles. The first one was okay. Second one's been alright. Focuses on Bane and him getting thrown into the Turtles world and Batman trying to stop him and all that stuff. So, yeah, pretty fun stuff. Next up we have Batwoman number 11. Batwoman's been an okay title. I don't know if I'm really going to continue with it. It's been okay. But I've liked Batwoman and Detective, but I don't necessarily know if I like her in her own independent title, or we'll see. Next up is a new number 1 from DC, and it's part of the new Age of Heroes that DC's putting out, and this is Damage number 1. For those of you that don't know, DC's trying a lot of these kind of artist-driven titles. So the artist is first, not the writer when it comes to the names on the book. So this is Tony Daniel's Damage. But for these issues, they're doing these fold-out covers, which hopefully I can do decently for you here. They're doing fold-out covers. So the cover folds out into like 3 sections, so it's like one ginormously long cover. Interesting. It doesn't really make reading the comic any more difficult. I think it just, when you fold it out, it's a little annoying, but overall, I actually read this issue. I wasn't bad. I actually enjoyed Damage. It's kind of a Hulk character in the DCU. It's a government project that basically this guy turns into this Damage character for 24 hours to basically wreak havoc and do some damage. And apparently he's loose, and of course the Suicide Squad is tasked to bring him back in. So yeah, I enjoyed that first issue. If you're curious, I would recommend checking it out. There's a bunch of other titles coming out. Silencer, Sideways, The Terrifics, which I'm really looking forward to. We also have The Immortal Men, which is the Jim Lee thing. We have The Curse of Brimstone. We have the New Challengers, and also The Unexpected. So there's a lot of stuff coming out from DC. They have 8 new titles coming out. I don't know if all of them will stick, but I am super excited for a handful of them, and I can't wait to dive into them. And with Damage being the first one that we get out of these, I'm actually excited because this one wasn't half bad, and I enjoyed it. So if you're at your local shop and you're looking for something new, check out Damage. It's worth it. Next up, we have Green Lanterns, number 39, A World of Our Own. This continues with the story arc where the Green Lanterns helped some aliens out from a world that was dying, and then they were refugees, and now there's all this stuff going on. So it's good. I enjoy it. Green Lanterns has been a solid book since Rebirth, and I look forward to reading it every month. Next up, we have Harley Quinn, number 35. This is Terry is taking over from Amanda Connor and Jumi Palmiotti. So let's see what they do with Harley going forward. Amanda and Jimmy did an amazing job on Harley for the stuff in New 52 and on through Rebirth. I know I've said here that I wish there was a little bit of change up in the creative team, just because it started to me to feel like the same kind of stuff over and over again. Even though I enjoyed it, I wanted something a little different from the Harley book. So we're going to be getting that now. So fingers crossed, it's not half bad. Next up is Justice League number 37, The People versus the Justice League. Priest is taking over writing on Justice League, and it has not wowed me. This issue was not as bad as the last few I've read, so I'm going to keep going with it. But if they continue to have Priest as the writer on this, I don't know if it's going to work out for me. He doesn't really fit for me. He has his own distinct writing style. A lot of people dig it. And if you're a Priest fan, I recommend going and picking up Justice League because he's writing it. But for me, it's just, it doesn't click as much as some of the other writers do. So, we'll see. Next two books are ones I picked up for my son and daughter. The first one is Star Wars Adventures for me and my son to peruse through. He's starting to really try and read more. So I'm hoping he wants to pick up a couple comics and read. He doesn't need to love comics, but I just want him reading. So, and the next one is the Star Wars Forces of Destiny Hera one-shot. So that's picked up that for my daughter. So hopefully we can sit down and read through it. She told me the other day that she loves everything Star Wars. So that's my daughter. Next up we have Super Sons number 12. This finishes up the Super Sons of Tomorrow story arc. Really, I've enjoyed it since I actually got caught up with it. I've actually gotten caught up on all my titles except for this week's books. Yay! That's such an accomplishment when you do that. But yeah, the Super Sons of Tomorrow story arc was really good. I know we sold out of a lot of the issues. Most of them will be getting some back in at Comics Conspiracy. But for the others of you who didn't get a chance to check it out, I do recommend it. It is really, really good. Next up we have Superman number 39. Tomasi's back on and giving us Superman, which is amazing. His run has just been fantastic. Next up is Trinity number 17, No Home for You Here. What can I say? James Robinson's picking up writing on this, and Patrick Zurcher is doing art. I love Zurcher's art. It's just a really good style, like a really solid style. And he's really cool to follow on Twitter. So. And next up we have Wonder Woman Conan number 5 of 6. Not necessarily the best team-up book, cross-publisher team-up book I've read, but it's not bad. Definitely going to finish it up and then most likely purge out those 6 issues and sell them. But I've enjoyed it for the most part, so yeah. I did pick up some variants this week. There was an amazing Mera variant for Aquaman number 32. So I snagged that one. Of course, I snagged the Batman variant because neither cover was Tim Sale. Thank God. For those of you who maybe missed the first printing of this, the second print has now come out, and that is the Batman White Knight number 3 of 8. It's all red instead of all white for the second print, but that comes out. It's Harley. I'm a sucker. That's why I got it. Next up is the variant for Green Lantern 39. I've been liking those. I've been snagging those ones up. Harley, of course, had the Frank Cho variant. Still dealing with the new year there, but doesn't seem to be going so well. J.H. Williams did the variant for Justice League 37. I like J.H. Williams, but for some, I understand you want to get the whole, Vertigo weirdness thing going, but to me, something needs to be here. It's like just dead space. But, I liked it. And finally, we have the Super Sons variant for number 12, so I picked that one up. So, yep, that's pretty much it for this week. There is a title that I'm checking out. All of our copies were damaged, so I just took one to read. But Killer Be Killed number 15 comes out this week. If you have not yet checked out Edward Bricker and Sean Phillips, Killer Be Killed, you need to. It's awesome, awesome stuff. I'm waiting to pick up some nice hardcovers of it. And a couple titles that I'm coming back to that came out a week or so ago. Old Man Logan 33, continuing the Scarlet Samurai story arc. Phoenix Resurrection number 2, which I've already gotten a chance to read through, and yeah, I'm still not really impressed with that story. And the Star Wars Darth Vader number 10, it came out a few weeks ago, or last week, or yeah, I think last week. So that's pretty much it for this week. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I know that YouTube has recently posted that they are no longer going to basically allow people to be partners who have less than 1,000 subscribers and also don't have over 4,000 minutes of viewing time in a year, which to me seems a little odd. Some of the things I've seen says it's 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours, or it's 1,000 subscribers or 4,000 minutes. I don't know exactly, whether or not I haven't had a chance to research it. But if I don't get a chance to do monetization on this channel, well, I mean, it wasn't raking in tons of dough. I think I was averaging about 50 cents a month. Thank you. Yep, that's the way it goes. I don't understand this change. Some people are saying it's because of a big popular YouTuber who posted somebody's suicide and then was a jerk and all that stuff, and them trying to cramp down. But this really just seems like it's cramping down on the smaller YouTube people like myself, and people who are in more smaller circles. So yeah, don't necessarily understand that, but oh well. You can follow me on Twitter. My handle is @BrockSager. You can also listen to me on the Comics Conspiracy podcast. We just finished recording episode 340 this week. And you can check that out at www.geekbox.net, or there'll be a link in the description below as usual for you to check out. Again, please let me know what you guys think about certain titles, recommendations you have, stuff you're picking up in the comment section below. I always like seeing that stuff. I try to reply in a timely manner, but single dad here sometimes doesn't get a chance to be on the internet 24/7. So yeah, you can help me and my fellow conspirators out through Patreon at www.patreon.com/comicsconspiracy. For as little as $1 a month, you help us with hosting fees and getting food sometimes before podcasting and getting products. So we do thank all our Patreon backers. It is appreciated. I have not looked into doing Patreon-esque stuff due to the fact that I don't think I would be able to do the commitment, considering I'm still sitting next to this statue that I need to open and show you guys, that I got at like the first week of the year, and I haven't had time. Hopefully I can get to that this weekend. Yeah. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next week.